What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are already part of this wonderful family, thank you guys so much for continuing to watch and to support. So you guys, I know it's been a while, but I'm here, I'm back, and I'm ready to create, you guys. So I have been gone for a little bit. I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what has been going on. But before jumping into today's video, as always, make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell so you guys are notified every single time that I upload here on my channel. Make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. And without further ado, let's talk about some skin. Alright, you guys, so where do I even begin? I don't know where to even begin with this video. Let's just kind of take you guys back and explain to you guys a little bit about the events that kind of led up to where we're at right now, I guess. April was a pretty hard month for me. Like, it was pretty hard. There was a lot of things happening in my personal life that I felt so stressed out to the point that my skin was really paying the price, you guys. My skin has not reacted that way, the way it did since I had my first daughter 4 years ago. I was on birth control at the time. My skin was just not reacting well with the birth control that I was on 4 years ago. That was the last time that something like this happened to my skin. Don't get me wrong, I have my occasional breakouts, I have my occasional, hormonal acne or randoms that comes up out of nowhere, but never has my skin looked the way it did. And I will be showing you guys pictures so you guys can see and know exactly what I'm talking about when I say my skin was bad.
My skin was really going through it, you guys.
Let's backtrack a little bit. I know I'm all over the place, but let's start from April. So April came around. I was going through a great amount of stress, you guys. Like, I have not experienced stress like this in a very, very long time. Even with the whole pandemic and everything that was happening in 2020 and still happening right now, what was happening in April was just way beyond that stress. Now, this is not a pity party. I'm just trying to explain to you guys and kind of bring you guys along to the events that occurred to where we are right now. So basically, like I said, April was just hectic and my skin was telling me to slow the down, okay? So basically, my skin started reacting weird. I started seeing a lot of things going on my cheeks and I didn't know how to handle it. Obviously, I'm human, like most of us would. When your skin starts to freak out, what do? You run to the store. So that's exactly what I did. I ran to Target, I bought an acne cleanser, I went to Ulta and I bought some salicylic acid, like cleansing pads to use throughout the day. I was just throwing a bunch of things on my skin left and right, just trying to figure out what was happening to my skin and just to try to get it back to normal, because I mean, I do videos, I try makeup, and I try a bunch of skincare on camera with you guys. Like, this is what I do, it's what I love to do. So I was like, my skin needs to cooperate with me because I can't get in front of camera when I look like this. I just don't feel comfortable. I just don't feel like myself. I feel like people will be looking at the wrong thing, which I know is not what I should be thinking. It just didn't make me feel as confident about myself that I normally would. So I started throwing a bunch of different acne products at my face, and I think that only agitated it and made things worse. You name it, I was just looking for anything that said salicylic acid, cleansing, acne clearing, anything that had to do with that sort. I bought it all. I spent so much money on these acne products and I ended up just making my skin worse. So I finally decided, you know what, it's time to see a dermatologist. I looked a couple of them up in my area and I found one. She was able to see me like ASAP. I think she saw me within like the next 2 days, and I saw so many great reviews about this place. So I was like, I'm gonna go see her. Let's figure this out and all that good stuff. So the first thing she told me when I first got there was that it looked like I can't remember the specific name, but I will leave it right here so you guys know what I'm talking about, because it was back in April. I can't remember on the top of my head. So she actually gave me a specific shampoo, which I will leave a picture of right here because it's actually in my bathroom. And she also gave me Tretinoin, which is where my story begins. So she actually prescribed Tretinoin cream. This is the 0.05 Tretinoin. This right here, you guys, this bad boy is what started a lot of things happening with my skin. My dermatologist let me know that I should put the Tretinoin on nighttime and use the other face wash like as my nightly face wash, and it'll help kind of clear things up. Things were looking great at first. It seemed to be clearing up things seemed to get better, and I thought, hey, this is working. We ended up going to Mexico. I think at that time already I was about 2 weeks in using, you know, the Tretinoin cream and the shampoo, but it was like a face wash that she told me to use. I was about 2 weeks in and my skin started to react. I had no idea, first of all, what Tretinoin was, which was my fault also, because before they give me any prescription, usually I go home, I Google it, I do research, and I look up all the side effects and what it can do to, you know, whether it's a prescription medication that a doctor gives you or anything. I do my research before I apply it, before I eat it, before anything. But this time I didn't. I was so desperate for help clearing my skin. I went home that same day, I put it on my skin, and I thought it was working. 2 weeks later, I started going through what is known as the
Tretinoin purge.
The Tretinoin purge, you guys, is probably the most annoying thing out of this whole journey. I was so aggravated with the fact that I had no idea that this purging thing was even a thing. I had no idea that your skin purges when you try new skincare products and it's something like, you know, a strong acid or any type of medication or prescription, anything that is like not what you would normally put on your skin is going to react and it's going to go through a purging stage. So that's exactly what my skin did. I started freaking out. I went back to the dermatologist and I said, what is happening to my skin? She ended up telling me that the Tretinoin cream that I was on was probably a little too high, so we bumped it down. We got rid of the other like face wash that she gave me, so she did bump me down to the Tretinoin 0.025. The one that I was using before was a 0.05, and she bumped me down to this one, which is the 0.025. And she also prescribed to me an azelaic acid gel, and this is the 15%. Anybody who has gone through anything like this or that just struggles with acne in general, you know exactly what I mean. Acne makes your self-confidence just like buckle down. It just doesn't make you feel like you're confident within yourself. Your skin is, and your face especially, is literally the first thing that somebody looks at when they are talking to you. When you meet somebody, you're literally looking at their face. And when my face was looking the way that it was looking, I just didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel confident. I just didn't feel anything positive out of the experience that I was going through. I started doing some research, which is what I should have done at the very beginning, which is what I advise anybody before you get on anything, before you get prescribed anything, before you do anything, do your research on it, because I had no idea that there was a thing called the purge. And it's not just with Tretinoin, it's with any acne medication, whether it's Accutane, whether it's anything at all. You're most likely going to go through like a purging stage, and that's exactly what I've been going through. I'm still going through it. It doesn't look as bad today because it's starting to kind of clear up. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, knocking on wood, fingers crossed that this purging stage is almost over for me. But I'm gonna show you guys pictures of what my skin has been looking like, and these pictures, you guys, are very, very vulnerable pictures of myself that I'm gonna just show to you guys, because it's videos like this one that I'm watching right now that really helped me feel like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Like there was going to be a reason why I was dealing with and going through all the different emotions that I was going through with this Tretinoin journey. But she did let me know to go back in July. I was seen in April, so back in July. And we're gonna kind of touch base on everything that's been going on. You guys are probably thinking, what the heck is Tretinoin anyways? So I learned a lot about my skin, you guys, throughout this entire thing. Like, I had no idea that your skin is constantly changing. We're almost like snakes. Believe it or not, we're constantly shedding different like skin cells, and we're creating new skin cells, and we're constantly in a new layer of skin all the time. How do I put this? It basically like speeds up the cell turnover rate of which your skin is going to be developing new skin cells. So a lot of people use this for like anti-aging, hyperpigmentation, things like that, like sunspots. It's not gonna work miracles. It's not gonna like give you a fresh new face or anything. So what this basically does, it basically speeds up the turnover rate of what your skin cells are reproducing at. So any gunk that you have on the bottom of your like skin, because it's creating new skin cells, it will literally just like pull everything up, all the impurities, all the bacteria, all of that, up to the surface and it creates a purging stage. So it's basically just, you know, it happens when you use a retinol, it happens when you use retin A, it happens when you use anything like that that's supposed to like basically speed up the cell process of new skin cells. This definitely did that, and that's why my skin basically hated me for a while, and it's still going through that. Now my right cheek is actually significantly worse than my left side. I don't know why my right side just absolutely hates me. I think it's because I sleep on this side, and it might be because, you know, whatever. I'm constantly washing my pillowcases now because of this. I mean, I used to do them like every week or every other week. Oh no, honey, I'm constantly changing those out all the time now. I'm making sure that I'm on top of that. And also what I have noticed about it is that it's giving me such a glow from within. It makes my skin radiate almost. Like when I'm wearing absolutely no makeup, even though I have all these little spots all over my cheeks from the purging, underneath it, I can see that my skin is glowing, which sounds weird because you're like, wait, your skin is reacting but it's glowing. Like, it sounds really weird, but it's true. Like, my skin is just glowing. So yeah, that's basically where I've been. I just really, you guys, I didn't feel comfortable coming on camera and doing anything because, as you saw from the pictures, like my face was just really going through it, and I didn't feel like me sitting on camera and throwing makeup products, especially testing new makeup on my skin that is basically kind of trying to recover. I didn't feel comfortable with it. It wasn't just because I don't feel comfortable or self-confident on camera, but I just didn't really want to mess with my skin behind the camera trying to do videos and content and things like that. So that's basically where I've been. Now, I know that a lot of people actually do look up Tretinoin journeys and to try to see what the heck they have gotten themselves into, but let me tell you, if my skin ends up anywhere near the videos that I have seen at the end of their Tretinoin journey, I have seen people that have been on Tretinoin for years, and their skin looks beautiful. Now, I'm not saying if you're not on Tretinoin, go get yourself a tube, because if you really don't need it, then you really don't have to. But I was just dealing with a lot of adult acne, hormonal acne, a lot of stress related acne. The first time that I actually went to the dermatologist, she did ask me, are you going through a lot of stress right now? And I told her, I literally looked at her and I said, this is the most stress I have felt in my life, like ever. That's basically what triggered all of this, was just a lot of stress that I was going through. I wanted to just come on here and make a video about it because I know that there's a lot of people that are probably going through like a purging stage in their Tretinoin or Accutane or any type of medication journey, and want to see that there might be better results out there. Just keep hanging in there. I keep telling myself, like when I started this in April, it was kind of my fault also, because when I started in April, I started to see things clearing up. So I kind of said, well, I guess I don't really need them for about a week or two. I just did not use any of the products that she gave me. And then my skin started reacting really bad. And then once it started reacting really bad is when I went back to it. And then I've just been doing it ever since, consistently now for about a month. So it's been on and off for a month or two. The first month I was like pretty consistent. I stopped for like 2 weeks, and then I went back on the like regimen that she had me on, the skincare regimen, and I have been consistent with it for about a month, almost a month now actually. Like my skin definitely went through like that second purge because I started the skincare regimen all over again. So if I would have stuck with it at the very beginning, I would have been a little bit further along my journey, but it is what it is, and I can't beat myself up over, you know, taking a break from it. But I am going to be consistent with it because I really do see an improvement in my skin, and I really do think that there will be light at the end of the tunnel, and that the results that I'm looking for are definitely going to be there. It's just going to take some time. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of time, and it just takes dedication. I stopped using toners or anything because Tretinoin is such a powerful medication in itself that you really don't need toners, salicylic acid, or any of that. You just have to let the Tretinoin do its job, because the more that you try to do anything else to it, which was my fault at the very beginning of this entire thing, I tried mixing in a bunch of things with Tretinoin, and my skin was just hating me for it. It was just asking me to stop. Don't mess with it. Trust your dermatologist. Trust that the Tretinoin is doing its job. I only use Tretinoin at nighttime. I let it just kind of work its magic throughout the night. Another thing, if you are using Tretinoin, do not, I repeat, do not, even if you're not on Tretinoin, do not forget to wear your SPF. I can't even explain that enough. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I feel like I have a weight lift off my shoulders to explain to you guys where I have been, because it's been a journey, you guys, and my journey is nowhere near done. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. Let me know if you guys are interested in an update of where my Tretinoin journey is in a couple of months. I can definitely do like a 3-month point, 6-month point, 9-month point, and then the 1-year point. You know, I'm sure that I will be doing this for that extended amount of time because I really want to see those results at the end. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao.